All right, welcome back to the show. Y'all already know what that show is. Like we said in the last show, it's right there in the back of the screen. It's the Backport Sports Podcast with your man Fonz.
And Quan, what's up?
Hey man, how's it going, bro?
It's going. It's going.
It seemed like we had a dope conversation off camera, but God knows we go that video was gonna be a treat. I promise y'all. For everybody that's watching, first of all, thank y'all. Thank y'all for clicking the video. Thank y'all for watching us. Thank y'all for rocking with us. And if you want to help us support the channel, just simply hit a like, share it, put it on your social media, and leave a comment if you want to. That'll help us out in the long run. Trust me. And don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe to our channel. Let's grow this family big. We're going to have a big old family reunion at some point. We want to make sure that everybody is in attendance. So let's go ahead and knock out this topic for a few minutes. Talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. They are the reigning, defending, two-time back-to-back Super Bowl champions. So my question is, who in the American Football Conference can be a threat to the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, it's only a few teams, honestly. I mean, there's 16 teams in each conference. It's only really 4 teams that I can think of as of right now that can dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll start with the Jets. As you all know, I got the Jets winning the division. I had them going 11-5. With that caliber defense, I feel like they can dethrone them. Bona fide number 1 corner. Bona fide great D tackle. And if Aaron Rodgers stay healthy, I feel like anything is possible for this franchise. But once again, they have to make the playoffs in order to see Kansas. So that's a huge question mark. Honestly, I'm just going to say I can almost not completely say who's going to truly dethrone them, but these are my teams. So number 1 is the Jets. All right, moving on. I'm going to say Cincinnati. All right, Cincinnati is a proven team to beat Kansas. They beat them without Joe. They beat them without Joe Mixon. They beat them when their defense wasn't good. They beat them when Joe didn't play as good as he could have. So Cincinnati can definitely be in that conversation. I know there's a lot of noise with Jamar Chase and everything right now, which would hold great significance to if they can dethrone them or even make the playoffs. As of right now, because I feel like Jamar Chase is a great asset to that team, but I feel like there are the only team in the AFC that has beaten them before is Cincinnati. My other team, playoff wise. My other team would be the Houston Texans. Just with the signings that they got with Stephon Diggs, they got Tank coming back offensively. I mean, you got to be able to score in order to beat Patrick Mahomes. I feel like that's a big component of how you can compete in that playoff game. They improved defensively, and I just feel like they got a great chance. CJ Stroud is a real special quarterback. Won Rookie of the Year without a Stephon Diggs, unlike, when we talk about Josh Allen and everything, he wasn't what he was today without Stephon Diggs. I can't say that about CJ Stroud. He's actually a proven quarterback without a quote-unquote number 1 receiver. So I definitely got to put them in the conversation. And last but not least, I got to say the Baltimore Ravens, unfortunately, even though I'm a very biased Steelers fan. I got to say the Baltimore Ravens will probably be the other team that I would say that can possibly dethrone the Chiefs. The defense is always great. It's always been great, but also the talents of Lamar Jackson. Even though, he's one of those guys that needs to prove himself in the playoffs. But as a franchise, as of right now, I feel like, they're one of the teams. And AFC is not, like I said, it's not really too many teams in the AFC that I really see dethroning the Chiefs. But between the Jets, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Texans, and the Ravens, I feel like all 4 teams have a very high possibility of dethroning them. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that was a pretty good take. So here's mine. Let's start with. I'm gonna kind of piggyback off yours. You said Cincinnati Bengals. I do not believe the Cincinnati Bengals can pull that off again. They tried, and it didn't work. Yeah, it was a ticky-tack call, unnecessary roughness. You know, it's playoffs. Let them play. But as they stand now, Cincinnati is an enigma to me because, first of all, let's talk about the quarterback. Joe Burrow is great. His first year, not so much. That's because he ain't really had the weapons, and they was kind of retooling and rebuilding over there in Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, I don't think he's their number one guy, but I kind of like their defensive front a little bit. You gotta throw Patrick Mahomes off his rhythm, and that's a tall order, especially in today's AFC. The Jets, if y'all go back in time to the videos that we did for the predictions, I don't have the Jets high like that. I don't see. I mean, yeah, the defense is good, but we only saw one play of Aaron Rodgers. And on that one play, it was a no contact injury.
Yeah.
And speaking on the Jets, if they don't do something this year, I think this is Aaron Rodgers' last go round. I mean, he was kind of. I feel like he's been flirting with it, but I don't think he ain't to the Big Ben levels of I'm fit to retire type stuff. So I don't see the Jets. I do agree with the Baltimore, not because I'm biased, but because the defensively, if you go back to the AFC Championship game, the Chiefs did not score a point in that game in the second half. That part was that said a lot to me. That was like as they say, a moral victory, if you will. Do I think that the Ravens is going to go away from running the ball if we have the opportunity to face the Chiefs again? And for those types of stakes, I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to be that stupid and not do what they do best. So I got Baltimore. And the last team I could say that could be a threat to the Kansas City Chiefs is the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's why.
Yeah, themselves, yeah.
Here's why. Superman has a weakness. It's kryptonite. Everybody knows Superman's weakness is kryptonite. But not too many people talk about Superman's other weakness. And that's red sun. If a sun out there is red, then Superman ain't really got a chance. To the point, if you're a comic book reader like myself, there was a time when Superman died. Or for YouTube purposes, Superman was unalived. And what happened was, instead of him coming back full strength, it took him some time. It took him a while for him to get back to where he was. And then even when he came back, he was not the same up until he got his little energy from the sun. The Chiefs, honestly, they are a well-oiled machine. You cannot count them out. They're like the new Patriots. You cannot, if you count against them, something wrong with you.
Yeah.
But I feel like at some point in time, there's going to be a chink in the armor, and everybody knows about. If you a science person, you know when metal is out in the elements, it tends to rust. And the only way the Chiefs can be a threat to themselves, if they simply just rest on their laurels. If they simply feel like we got this, if they take that mentality, well, we got this, we good. That's gonna be the problem. Because then you're gonna start seeing chinks. You're gonna start seeing teams like how can I put it? You'll see a team that like the Miami Dolphins. You'll see the Dolphins creep out a win on the Chiefs if they rest on their laurels. So as it stands for me, I can see the Ravens really giving them a run for their money. I can see the Ravens possibly pulling it out. It'll be mad close. Down to the final whistle. Hopefully, it's like 27-26. Justin Tucker trots out there. Game winner is over with. I'll take that. But yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like that. And then to your point about Houston, I like Houston. They're not the same Texans that we've been accustomed to seeing for these past 20 some odd years. I really feel like CJ Stroud, I really feel like, he's going to come into his own. I just hope he doesn't have that dreaded sophomore slump.
He's not.
Because he came out the gate swinging.
He's not. I don't think he's one of those
I don't think so, but
I don't see him having no slump.
I don't see it either. I don't see it either, but I'm just saying I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, I got you. I definitely understand that, but the way that offense is built,
and there was a point in time I would have said the Buffalo Bills, but they went up the bat 3 times. And,
the Jets is going to win that division easily. I feel like, and I just kind of hurdled right over Dolphins, and I hurdled right over Buffalo. Mm-hmm. I mean, and there's a reason for that. I mean, yes, Tyreek Hill is special. Yes, Jalen Waddle is special. Yes, Jalen Ramsey on the defensive side is great. Yes, Bradley Chubb is a great pass rusher. I understand all that. And I actually like the swag of the coach. Mm-hmm. I definitely get that. But when it's time to win, the players that you need to show up don't show up.
We saw that last year.
Literally, the guy could not function because it was cold outside. And typically, if you're going to play Kansas, most likely you're going to play them in Kansas.
About 97.
This was the first postseason ever in Patrick Mahomes' era that he played away.
And that's why I gave it 97%, because this is the first time he had to go on the road.
So most likely you're going to play in cold climates. You're not going to have that Miami weather. You're not going to have 85, 75 degree weather.
Nice.
With light rain. You're not going to have that. Tua has not proven anything to me at all. Nothing. Now, do I feel like, the injuries and whatever set him bad? Of course. Of course it did.
Yeah, most definitely.
I definitely blame, I feel like the doctors deserve a lot of scrutiny for the way they took care of him a few years ago. They definitely should not allowed him to play that game. But he's unproven. He's unproven. And number two, Tyreek Hill is nothing new to the NFL. Nothing. Nothing new to the NFL. We've seen the Buccaneers schematically scheme up against Tyreek Hill.
Seen a few teams.
Nothing new. This guy's nothing new. Yes, he's special. Yes, I feel like he's a Hall of Fame receiver. No doubt. I like the peace sign. I like the peace sign too. But when I look at the Dolphins, I don't see championship caliber team. I don't.
Fact.
I see high offensive team, definitely. A team that can score 70 points, definitely. They can do it all night and day. And that was by default, like my partner said, against Denver. But they're just an unproven franchise. I'm not confident in Tua. And the reason why I hurdled over Josh Allen is because, this is really a big leap over. Either one or two things is going to happen with Josh Allen. Either he's going to join the conversation of Patrick Mahomes of being able to play with great faces and be able to spread the ball amongst the receivers that you have and still be able to be successful. Or he's going to really, really prove the point that it was making in 2018 and 2019 of this guy being a bust and the worst quarterback of his quarterback class.
Oh, I can't. Wait a minute. Hold up. There's a guy named Josh Rosen out there that was the worst of that class.
I understand. And that's true. That's true. But before Stephon Diggs came there, they called him a bust. They said he wasn't able to do this. They wasn't able to do that. This is a real heavy year on Josh Allen because he's going to have to prove that, hey, I'm still the leader of this team, and I'm still going to do what I need to do in order to put my team in a winning situation. Mm-hmm. Those turnovers and all that, it's not going to be acceptable this year. You can't even afford to turn over the ball this year. Honestly, Josh Allen, you can't even afford that. With the pieces that you have offensively, you cannot afford to lead the league in interceptions. Okay, you can't afford that. So that's why I kind of hurdle over those two teams because the lack of either improved or the difference in the years that's happening. This is a big This is more of a big transition for Josh Allen than it is for Tua because that team is pretty much the same team that it was last year. With Stephon Diggs being gone, that's really a big piece gone. That was the eye focus of the offense that really took a lot of attention off of the other receivers that was able to make plays or whatever with Stephon Diggs being there. And now with him gone, he's going to have to spread the ball out more. He's going to have to do a lot more work at quarterback than what he has to do before. So in that division, and of course, there's no need to talk about the Patriots. But yeah,
they might get their perfect season this year. They might go 0.
I mean, they not even starting Drake May. I mean, they going with
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna put some respect on brother Day. It was Jacoby Brissett.
No disrespect to the Patriots. I mean, y'all had y'all 2-decade run, respectively.
Y'all got 6 rings out of it. So,
but honestly, man, I just feel like the Jets are in the best position in that division to win it, and if they go to the playoffs and play Kansas, I really feel confident about it because that defense is no joke. And if Aaron Rodgers, the narrative, the same narrative, if Aaron Rodgers stay healthy and everything, they can really go far. So they got it. But I mean, honestly, I don't think I ever seen the Jets in my lifetime be in the playoffs. So
I have.
Well, I mean,
the Rex Ryan years, Jets fans, they know. They know.
I haven't seen the Jets in the playoffs in a minute. So
you must have forgot about a dude named Darrelle Revis.
Yeah, I remember Revis Allen and everything. I remember that and everything.
2009, that was a heck of a year for this dude.
Yeah, that was like I said, that was a long time ago. So. It'll be something new for the Jets, but I do feel like defensively they can definitely compete. Offensively, they should be able to compete with Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. And
my small pushback on the Jets is simply Aaron Rodgers. Since that Super Bowl win, he has not been winning too many playoff games.
No,
and this is 2010. Was it 2010, 2011, something like that?
But what a third-ranked defense.
That is facts. I was ready to get that. The defenses in Green Bay are nothing like it's apples to oranges, like I've been saying all this time.
And also not to mention, and then I'm done with the Jets because I don't even fly jets. I normally fly on airplanes. But nevertheless,
pimping.
Anyways, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have to be the 2-time Super MVP quarterback that he once was. I mean, he really just has to stay healthy and make the necessary plays or whatever to put his team in the best position. I mean, we all know he's a quarterback of very little mistakes.
Yeah.
So
possibly the most accurate quarterback ever.
Possibly, and I've seen a few videos about him still being considered an elite quarterback, but nevertheless, I feel like
I make it past 4 plays this year.
And then looking at the schedule, I mean, I got the Jets going. I mean, if anybody outside of the Ravens, outside of Cincinnati, outside of Texans, it got to be the New York Jets, or it could possibly be Miami. Miami is like the wild card of the wildest if they can even get into the playoffs.
Quick question, and we gonna bounce. Outside of all those teams you just named, who could be a sleeper team?
Sleeper?
A sleeper.
Houston.
No,
Houston
you
definitely.
name Houston. I'm talking about outside of Houston, Baltimore.
Oh, outside of the teams. Oh, okay.
Miami.
A sleeper team. I would say.
It's tough.
That's a good question, boss man. In the AFC.
In the AFC, now.
I don't see past them. Denver is a no. Chargers, no.
Nah.
Raiders, no.
Heck no.
Colts,
Not right
no. Titans, no. Jags, no. Steelers, no. Browns, no. I don't know.
See, mine was gonna be the Browns.
Let me see. It would probably have to be the Browns. I'll take that back. It would probably have to be the Browns, simply because of the defense. But if Deshaun Watson even shows a glimpse of what he was in Houston, a glimpse, I mean, just a narrow taste, they're a big problem. They're a big problem.
They gonna be.
But outside of that, I mean, that got to be, and we're just solely talking about the AFC.
Right.
It can't be no other team but probably Cleveland and Cleveland, because I don't see Buffalo really being a sleeper. I mean, the AFC is yet competitive, but when you're talking about dethroning the Kansas City Chiefs,
the class of the NFL right now,
I mean, it comes with a lot. You need a defense. That's what I look at first. You need a defense.
See, I like. After this point, we can call it if you want to. I look at recency bias, and 49ers had a defense. Now, granted, for y'all, get at me in the comments or whatever. They had a lot of injuries in that Super Bowl. I mean, I see what's his name? Greenlaw. Like after halftime, he was going back on the field and he popped his hamstring. Fell straight to the ground. I was like, dang. And
now,
they still went overtime.
If we was to leak into the NFC, I feel like there's more teams there that can possibly dethrone the Chiefs if they was to make it to the Super Bowl.
Right.
You know, teams like the Rams. I'm still a fan of the Rams, honestly. I mean, even without Aaron Donald, I still like the Rams. 49ers, of course, is the favorite. NFC South is really nothing to talk about. I feel like that's a whole rebuilding type of division.
I don't see nobody from the South coming out there.
Yeah.
I would take Detroit, too.
The sleeper will probably be, depending on how well Caleb Williams is, the Bears could be there, possibly.
They're going to have to get past Detroit first.
But they got to get Detroit, and they got to get through Green Bay. So, very unlikely. And then with the NFC East, probably the Eagles, maybe Dallas. Maybe. Maybe Dallas. I don't know.
Come on.
You know how I feel about Dallas. Dallas give me those weird 30-year.
Say it for him so he can hit.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I don't know. Cowboys. I don't know. Yikes. I don't know. I should have probably left that alone.
Ooh, that was a hot take there, boy.
Yeah, that was a hot take.
You got time to change it. I'm just saying.
No matter of fact, forget the Cowboys. I just want to say you got a star in your head. Forget about it.
Yeah, you seeing stars after that beat down. But anyway,
as far as AOC though, I mean, it's just it's a very narrow window.
It is.
It's
not too many that can run with it.
As of right now, and right now, Thursday that might change. Something between next week, I might say, hey. Doggone Patriots or the Jaguars,
Hey, you never know what happens. That's why I like NFL.
Right now, I only see really 4 teams out of 16 that can dethrone. That's Baltimore. That's the Jets. That's Cincinnati. If they are successful again, they got to play Dolphins. I mean, it's sad that two teams that I see competing is in the same division.
It's tough.
And then Houston. I mean, Houston is just one of those young, thriving teams that can possibly see a lot of success.
Yeah, and just going back and recapping mine will be Baltimore. Houston will be my honorable mention that could possibly, sneak one out. And of course, the biggest threat to Kansas City is themselves. But I think this is a good place we can call it because we about to be up out of here. So again, like we said at the top, y'all, hit us, give us a like, talk about it, put it in the comments what y'all think, who y'all think is going to be, who could be a threat to the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'll even make it better throughout the entire NFL, just to make it easy on y'all, because the usual suspects is already taken up outside the Jets, of course. Yeah. But again, like we said, leave a like, help us out, help us support this channel. We trying to do big things this year. And before I go, because I didn't mention it in the last video, football pool. It starts Thursday, so it's gonna start. So y'all get your picks in or whatever. They'll do every Thursday night at 7 p.m. right before kickoff. So all you can do is put your picks in, sit back and watch the game. And of course, Quan, y'all got the fantasy football. Whoever wins, they win it. I'm the reigning champ. Y'all got to come correct this year. Unfortunately, I won't be in the fantasy football this year. I got to give somebody else a chance to take the shine, and it's okay.
You don't know, but
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get up off of here. So this has been the Backport Sports Podcast with your man Fonz
and Quan.
And we out of here, y'all.